Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to continue our journey into Lightroom and we're going to see how to pick the best photos from a photo shoot. So let's jump right in. I already have imported some photos and we are in the library panel. Now library has main panels on the left, the right and the bottom. The left panel has some options that we already explored in the previous video, the folders. We're gonna see some more that have to do with collection in another video. On the right, we have some settings that we can use, like keywords and keyword listing, and view our metadata. On the bottom part, we have a strip that we can see the photos that we already see in the main window. Now the main window has actually two ways that can view the photos. The main way is the grid view. The grid view is actually a grid with thumbnails that we can change the size of the thumbnails from the bottom right. This slider, we can go up and down, or we can hold the control and roll the wheel of our mouse so we can make the thumbnails bigger or smaller. So the first thing we have to do is actually set up the environment that we feel most comfortable with. Now on the top right we see the library highlighted. Next to it we have the develop and then map, book, slideshow, print and web. Those are other services that Lightroom Classic has. Right click on this, we can remove or actually uncheck the ones that we don't use and leave the ones that we use most of the time, so we have less space and less information visible. Next to the thumbnail slide, we have an arrow. Now you have to select this arrow and see if the following options are checked, like sorting, flagging, rating, color label and rotate. If you do not see any of these things at the bottom, like if I unchecked rating, you will see here that the middle part where we had the stars is disappeared. Same goes with the flagging. So make sure that these options are on so we can follow along in this tutorial. Now double click on an image and you get into the loop view. The loop view is actually showing the full size of the image, and you can either navigate with the right arrow keys and the left arrow keys, or you can use your wheel to move to the next photo. Now every time you're going to leave the loop view and go back to the grid view, you can either click on this icon on the bottom left, or you can go and hit the G letter on your keyboard. This is a shortcut for the grid view and actually is one of the must learn short keys into Lightroom because you use it most of the time. Now if you have photos that are very similar to each other, like these three, okay, you have to make a decision which one is the keeper, which one you have to pick, well, if any. So here you have two ways to do it. The first way is to go to the grid view, select those three. I left click on the first one, hold down the shift key and left click on the last one, and I can go here to the server view. The server view puts those 3, 4, 5, no matter, depends how many you choose photos on your board, and depending on the display size you can actually view them all together and have a first sense of which one looks better. Now you can close your the panels on the left, right and bottom either by clicking this arrow so you can give more space to the view, or you can do the shift tab shortcut that close all the tabs or the panels that surround Lightroom. So this way you have a better view of the photos. Now I can view the photos and I can see this top right one that is too bright. It doesn't, the sky doesn't have too much drama, so I can exclude from my server view by clicking this X button. So this one just removes it from the survey view, and this way I can narrow down the selections that I actually have in front of me. Now, when I decide that I'm going to keep one of them, let's say I decide to keep the right one because it has better long exposure view of the clouds, you can hit this pick, this flag, which is a picker. So this way, when I bring back my strip, you see here on your strip that it has this flag next to the photo. So this way I can actually tell myself that I already picked this photo from this set of 3 photos. Now I can go ahead and do the same thing, like I can select these ones from the strip, and as long as in the survey view, you see it already put those in a server mode. I can hit Shift Tab and I can go back, I can go back to this view and I can now make another decision and say, okay, now I'm going to remove the last one. So now I have all those 3. I think this one, the people are too far away. I'm going to remove this one. So by following the same way, I like the right one because, you know, the clouds are better and I like the movement of the people. So I can hit the flag and now have another picker. So I can bring back again to this photo. Now another way to select the keepers is the compare view. Now the compare view, if I select this and this, and I can go to the compare view, it gives me only 2, actually the selected one and the candidate one. Let me hit let me close this 2. Now what is the difference between the survey view and the compare view? The compare view gives you the opportunity to zoom in and have a closer look at the photo. That can be very handy if you want to zoom in and see if one photo, like this one, which are very similar, if you want to see if it's more in focus or which part of the photo is in focus, you can move around and see a more detail. Now, if you want to keep this one and compare it to the next one, you can hit this arrow key to the right and moves it. Look at the bottom. You have a diamond, a white diamond on the selected one and a black diamond on the candidate one. So this way you can see which one is the candidate from the strip. So the same way you can actually move around and see which one is the one. Let's say that I want the candidate to be the select one. So I can hit this option here that says make select. So what it does, it keeps this one as the selected and moves to the next one as being the candidate. So this is very handy if the photos are one next to the other. So you always have the selected one on your left and the candidate on your right, and you go through the strip and decide which one you're going to keep. So by the time you select the one, you can just hit the flag here and make this the selected one. Now if I go back with the G to the grid view, I can now filter the selected ones by hitting this the bottom part, which is the filters. So by filter we have the flag. So if I hit this, I can only view and filter the ones that I picked. So now I have the pickers. So this is the best way to actually have a photo shoot that has many pictures. And actually the first thing that I do is I do my picks. So the flag is the ones that I think are the ones that worth going to the next level. So you really have to decide which is the best way for you to work. For me, I always do the pick, and using the flag, I select the ones that I think are going to be either edited or I'm going to keep them for a later edit, or because I like them and I won't edit them. And then I go to the next level. So I use the flag to have the pickers, and then I can use the stars to start rating which ones are the ones that I'm going to edit or do a special edit. So I have from 1 up to 5 stars to do a further selection on the photos that are already picked. Now, if I want to go back, I can come here to the filters and I can choose filter off, so I can go back to the ones that I have on my selection. Now, another way that may be useful for you to pick is just use the loop view. What I mean by that is I can just double click and have a loop view that I have a full screen. I can zoom in and see the detail. And now if I like the photo, I can hit this button here and make it a flag. Or I can hit the P letter on my keyboard, and that's a pick one. So if you have a lot of photos and you prefer to make your selection using the loop view, which I do most of the times, I can go around like that and say, well, okay, I like this one, and I hit the P. Now, notice that as soon as I hit the P letter, it moved to the next photo on my strip. This can be changed going to photo and use this auto advance option. Now you see this one is checked. What this means is that when I do a rating or a pick on my photo, it automatically goes to the next one. Sometimes I don't like this. I like to move to the next one using the arrow keys. I make the selection when I want to go next. So I come here and I unchecked it. So now if I go to this one, I can go back and forth using my arrow keys, and I say, okay, I pick this one. I hit the letter P and it stays here. It doesn't go to the next one, because sometimes I get confused when it goes to the next one, and I think for just a few seconds that I made the wrong selection. So I try to make for me to make the decision to move next. So I use the arrow key. I go to the next set. Here I do some street photography with this man. I use different angles. So sometimes I go back and forth. And now when I try to, when I finally decide that this one is the one that I'm going to pick, I just hit the letter P and I have another picker. And then I go to the next selection, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean. So P as a picker or selection is the most common way and the most used way to select your photos that are going to be your keepers for your next level. Now, from that point on, you can filter using the filters, the one that you keep, and then you can decide that which one is going to edit. So I say that this is the one I'm going to edit, so I give it a 2-star for editing. Now you see on your strip here, it shows you your stars, so you can see which ones are starred. And when you go to the grid view, you see you have the flag here and your start here, your stars here. So if I do a filter off and I'm back to the full set of photos, with one look I can see which ones I picked and which ones are with a star. So you have to decide which way is the best way to choose. Using the flags and the stars is the most common way to filter and select images. You can also use colors. Now there are 5 colors here, these ones, that you can color one photo for a specific reason. Let's say that you use the red color for the ones that you want to decide later on what to do with them. So even though I have the select ones, I say, okay, those 3, I'm going to mark them with red color because I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with them. So I put them as red color, and then when I decide what to do with them, I either give them a star or I can uncolor them. So I remove the color when I decide that, okay, I'm through with this set. So basically you have the flag, the stars, and the colors. You can use those 3 tools to manipulate how you select your photos, how you narrow down your selection from a photo shoot and decides which ones you're going to keep, which ones you're going to edit on your next step into Lightroom. So use those 3 options to select your photos, and then use the filters to filter the ones that you're going to choose and move to the next level of your editing. Until next time, go out, shoot some photos, but most importantly, live your life. Later.